Guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Grant Mitt. I'm an entrepreneur, investor, and podcast host. I built an 8-figure business by the time I was 25, and my business and entrepreneurship podcast is listened to in 139 countries. And I wanted to give you a message if you're going through a rough time or you are just going after really big things, even if you're experiencing success. And what I've found that helps you get to the next level. And it's a consistent thing I found not only in my own personal life, but every successful person I'm friends with, I've met, or I've studied. So on the journey to success, there is parts of that journey where you do not know if you're going to make it. You don't know how the deal will come through. You don't know how you'll reach payroll. You don't know how you're going to figure out what you ultimately want to do in life. You don't know how it's going to happen. And while this is a difficult period, nothing builds character more than suffering. Nothing builds your trust in the plan of your life that God has set upon you than reaching a point where your ego is broken and you realize you literally cannot do it on your own. And there's this effort moment that has happened to nearly every successful person where they look up and they finally go, I don't care anymore. I don't care if I meet the right person. I don't care if this business works out. I don't care if this deal falls through. I don't care if this person leaves you. And it's not that you don't want it anymore, but you fully release control and attachment to it. It's really interesting. And I can remember two separate experiences where this happened to me. And the first one was the most powerful. And I had been on probably at this point a 6 or 7 year streak of just losing. Nothing worked out in my life. Not relationship, my dream was sports, business. I would get passed up for every promotion. My football career was collapsing. I was at the absolute lowest point in my life. And I remember not only not being able to sleep, but my whole body being sore. And it was so sore because I was so tense and uptight and stressed. And people that knew me for a while would go, man, are you okay? What's going on? I'd be like, no, I'm fine. But they could just tell that something was off. And I'm walking down, at this point, Atlantic Avenue in downtown Brooklyn, about a half a mile from the Barclays Center. And I feel so tense that I want to just throw up. And I'm a mentally tough person. I don't complain. I'm not negative. But I just couldn't take it anymore. And I finally just said, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. If this thing works out, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. I will figure something else out, but I am done stressing about this situation. I'm going to work my hardest. I'm going to go after it. And if it happens, it happens. And it was in the next 2 years that the process of me truly becoming what I was meant to be and learning everything I could about business and about sales and about running a business, leading people, which led me 2 years from that moment to starting my first business and ended up scaling all across the United States, getting on Inc. magazine, doing all these incredible things. And I remember after achieving that, going back to New York, still having PTSD from how rough of a time it was there, but being at such peace that I decided to trust myself, give it to God, and know that the right thing and the right opportunity was going to work itself out. You know, when we're so attached to what we want, you see this a lot when someone has big ambitions in business or when they're trying to find a spouse, trying to find someone to marry. And it's usually when the person gives up. They've dated everyone they could have possibly thought of. They had all the dating profiles you can imagine. they just give up and they say, you know what? I'm done dating. I don't care if I'm single for the rest of my life. I'm done. And then like clockwork, the next week or two, they'll walk in a coffee shop minding their business because they don't care anymore. And some random guy or girl walk up to them or they get introduced to them and it suddenly becomes their wife or husband. Success is like that. But when you need something and you're attached to it, not only does it repel what you want, to teach and correct your soul from that bad behavior, the best thing that could actually happen is for what you want to actually repel you, to avoid you. And doing that forces us to have no other choice but to let go of our ego and realize without God, we're nothing. And without these challenges, we won't become who we're created to be. So my message to you is whatever you're going through right now, whether it's in your finances, whether it's dealing with a challenge at work, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a health issue, be so thankful you're going through it. Be blessed. In fact, celebrate what you're going through because in fact, it's probably the most beautiful times because through these times builds the character that you need to build to become the person that you need to become to accomplish and have the impact that you know that you were created for. And it's going to happen, but release it. Release the attachment. Work hard, do what you need to do, but just don't care. If the person wants to leave your life, let them. If the opportunity is not right, don't care. Who is the person that sells the most deals at any company? Is it the person that wants it the most? Or is it the person that, I don't want to say doesn't try hard, but just shows up and is relaxed and sales is just kind of always easy to them? Why is that? That attracts abundance and opportunities. You have every single thing in this moment. I'm going to give you a couple affirmations that you can say to help you through this. So the first one is, I am whole and I am lacking nothing. Say that to yourself as many times as you need to, especially when you wake up and when you go to bed. And then another one is, the right people, the right circumstances, and the right opportunities flow to me effortlessly. And those two affirmations over and over again, with visualizing that success and having absolute no attachment to any specific person, this company, this opportunity, this type of business, but just knowing with absolute confidence that everything will happen at the exact right time, will not only attract it, but it will be bigger and better than you can ever imagine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. It pushes it out to more people. Share this with a friend, and I'll talk to you guys soon. As always, I'm rooting for you. Bye, guys.